Somebody's back. That didn't take long. It was my grandson calling. I didn't want to. I felt horrible ignoring his phone call. What's up, Marco? And I hated to kill that live stream, dude. We had 17,000 views. That's the most important person on the planet to me. He was calling to remind me of his birthday party tomorrow. As you can see, we're getting close. Those of you who wasn't here, my grandson was calling. Make sure I knew his birthday party was tomorrow. I wouldn't want him sitting at home worried that whether or not I knew his birthday party was tomorrow. That live stream was going really well, though. That was some, we had some really good numbers on that one. Not that it matters. I don't monetize them. Out of curiosity, do you guys ever see ads on these vertical lives? I don't even know if that's a thing. Not necessarily mine, but any vertical ice cream. Get a measurement on this. We're getting pretty close. Yeah, we're at 14,000. Alright guys, that one's done. Making some pretty good progress tonight. We got 8 studs ground, two more to go. I don't know if we'll get them all done tonight. Completely depends on how I feel, but I feel pretty good right now. I'm glad some of y'all came back. I appreciate it. All right, Jacob, I might be pushing in with about not more than 5 pounds. really not more about pressure as far as removing material. I'm just applying enough pressure to make sure the blade is pushed flat up against the plastic. If you apply pressure, it'll get hot pretty fast. Heat is not our friend. Jacob, I apologize. I have a horrible memory. But I'm almost positive you and I talked about a knife order, didn't we? I got a new phone. I lost a lot of my conversations. But, I don't remember which knife it was, to be honest. But I'm thinking it was that cut point that I gave away on Bob DeMarco. Is that correct? Oh yeah, you don't have Instagram, do you? Wasn't that right? Kind of starting to come back to me now. I didn't, Jacob. But I'm sure I don't have yours anymore. I lost a bunch of numbers. If you would, just text me sometime when you get a minute. Just say, hey, this is Jacob Argus. I've got the steel laying here for those clip points, but we got some prior obligations I got to finish up first. We're getting there, boys. Let me check my thickness just to see if my angle's right. Yep. Well, we had some people join us, guys. This is my Thug model, EDGY American Blades. This CPM crew wear, 65 HRC. We're just grinding the bevels on it right now. Ah, dang it. Mother. Ah! I just got the shit scared out of me, y'all. I heard the fan shut off. I was like, that fan just quit. They done backed the car right up to the shop door. I didn't hear a thing. I'm glad there was thousands of people to witness it. Huh? They're a nightmare. You remember the Lincoln LSs, they were about locking down. Them cars wouldn't even move. Let's check our edge thickness. Yeah, time to flip it.
How you feeling?
Feeling good, dude. I got a new belt.
Tell a guy what it does to you?
Huh?
Tell a guy what it does to you about the fire wheel?
Oh, I forgot about it actually. I got some new belts. They're 3M Norton blades. They don't cost any more money, but they damn sure work better.
They look good.
I don't even know if Kyle's here. I done ended the live stream once. Cam man called me. I didn't want to ignore him. The Cam man called. I had to end the live stream. I haven't seen Kyle since. I don't know if he's in here or not. Huh? Yeah. talking to me? I can't hear shit when I'm riding this grinder. One reason you snuck up on me. Yeah. Yeah, you can just tell me about one at a time. I didn't even turn around. For those of you who are regulars, that's meathead. He snuck up on me, scared the shit out of me. Kind of had an advantage since I had the bay doors open. How's the electric emergency brake causing a soft pedal? Oh. I didn't think electric emergency brakes had anything to do with the pedal or the bleeder valve, though.
We couldn't make it go. We couldn't make it do shit. You know, they screws out,
Yeah.
and then presses in. The regular brake press out, and then the electric brake screws it on out. We couldn't make that make it.
Huh.
They finally.
Maybe you shouldn't be working on stuff that's smarter than you. You should have done swap out a Nissan Maxima engine by now, couldn't you? You should have done swap out a Nissan Maxima engine by now.
Oh, that's not bad.
Huh?
Rear and the front got a section in there, right? Yeah. That's the best place to find the building.
Good, yeah.
It's started something. Riley went for the first dove hunt today.
Did you?
Yeah, she liked ripping her heads off and playing with it.
Did you kill some on her first try?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Is that what all those shotgun shells and trash can were?
Huh?
There's a bunch of empty shotgun shells in the trash can.
Oh, no, that was a long time.
Oh. First dove hunt. Thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen, I did, I don't know if it's still laying here. Maybe I shouldn't open my mouth. Oh, there it is. This was supposed to be your thug, if you remember it. Remember I messed up the finger tool a little bit right here? But after I told you I'd give it to you, I lost this knife. But I have since found it again. So I'm still going to finish it up for somebody else. Oh, this table's a wreck right now. Almost there. We'll get a measurement on this. We're getting close. We're about 19,000. what, man? Yeah, they're there. That one's done. I don't think so. We got a lot of new folks tonight.
New folks.
Yeah, that's 17,000 views.
Yeah, after football sucking. Everybody's playing junior college.
How's Alabama doing?
All that baby found in the nuts and now.
Yeah, I don't think there was any real significant games tonight.
I was playing Darden Rehab and
Darden Rehab.
I was playing down Kevin Scoop playing. Might bring one over there.
Alright, so that's got the bevels done on that one. We'll have to, you know, clean all this up and get handles put on it. All that good stuff.
You got something to ride out with or coming apart? I'm good. That just makes it even easier.
I'm feeling pretty tired. I said I'm feeling pretty tired. Normally I'd...
That fucking bypass surgery, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. Normally I'd quit, but I'm not hurting. So I'm going to push myself to do one more.
But does it feel better for us?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, I couldn't come in that door. Somebody had locked the door handle and you can't unlock it anymore.
I don't know who's doing that. I was the last one to leave here and I know the door handle was not locked.
So, I had to make 3 trips carrying stuff in here.
You what?
I had to make 3 trips back to my truck, bringing stuff in through this door. Typically by then, I would have already been...
Why didn't you just unlock that door?
I would have already been burning.
Yeah. No, man. Hey, yeah, I got a paper over here. Little paper, man.
Well, I did unlock that door for the second 2 trips. But the point is, when I got in here, I didn't have to sit down. My chest wasn't burning.
Whoever's over there asking around is the one that broke it. I figured that out yet. Whoever was dying.
Probably won't be no more red grinding belts laying around here. They're all going to orange. They sure seem to be working better. First pass. If I can get this one done tonight, that means that order from Northern Eyes in Alaska, I'll have them all ground. For those of you who just joined us, this is CPM Crewwear at 65 HRC. Mr. Papa Rhino's in the house. Tell Mama Rhino I said hey. Hey, don't be on here starting no bull mess. Huh?
They say flood cold, man.
Oh.
They say flood cold.
How do you do? Yeah, I want to get this one done because I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow night. But I got my grandson's birthday party to go to. I need to take advantage because this is the best time of year to be working in Alabama. The weather's really nice. He had back here behind me bleeding some brakes and shit. Guess he thinks this place is like a mechanic shop.
That's all that like a knife cut.
Yeah. I may come in tomorrow and not work on knives at all. I may just come in and clean and organize. I've got shit everywhere. I want to set that counter up over there while all I do over there is my handle work. Keep this clean. The problem is I ain't got no good lighting over there. Those LED lights ain't working again. When I turned it on, I heard a pop. Hey, all I did was turn them on.
I do that on purpose, keep it spreading all the way down the center. Like that heater, now you all the way down the road, and I ain't got no rest of shit. I got 10 foot of it, 40 foot cannon. You got the rest of it.
You can't use your 10 foot either.
I can put my 10 foot over there, that's right. I'm surprised not working with it.
You ain't wrong. My cat thinks that's it. Tito, don't get him fired up. Yeah. Tito said Meathead came in regulated. That's way better. I'm just used to when I wire stuff up, you don't have to stick a cord to get it to come on. Been a long time. Oh, that's all I'm doing, fiddling. Y'all see the kind of shit I put up with. Nothing. Jocko, that's why I learned too, water sorrels. Water sorrels and Simple Little Life, I think it's called. Gentry Knives, I think, is one of them, but he goes more in depth on my detailed handle work and stuff like that. Not as entertaining as Walter Sorrells, but slightly more informative. See how that bevel's climbed almost all the way to the spine. We want to get all the way up there. This is just a knife grinding jig, man. This is the cheapest piece of shit you can buy on Amazon. I don't like it, but it works. And it's lasted me a year or so. There are way better jigs out there. Jerry Mowing makes one that's over $1,000. But I think about that. If you're a good enough knife maker, if you can afford $1,000 jig, you probably don't need a jig. This thing's just got a jack screw to tilt this plate forward or back. I got it set at about 4 degrees. Of course, it's different on every plate. Jocko, I don't know if you've ever been around when I talk about it, but every time I dip this blade in water to keep it cool, the back side of the blade, of course, is wet also. What I'm doing when I'm grinding, I watch the water as it evaporates off that steel. When my water evaporates as I'm dragging it from one end to the other, I know that blade's right around 220 degrees because I've tested it. So that's when I stop and re-dip. That's how I make sure I don't heat the steel up. As you can see, now it's a lighter tone because it's dry. Once it's dry, on the back side, the side I can see, I stop and re-dip. Getting really close. I want to get a measurement. Yeah. Black fluid. How many calls fresh fluid time black? He's hardly to change it. Supposed to put brake fluid every 30,000 miles. And nobody does. I recommend at least flushing it out whenever you change the pads. It goes waka waka waka. Yeah. Who was it we pissed off talking about that? Hey, dog. Yeah. Did I recommend it here? When they were talking about spiral hardwood board. The last thing they said, that guy laid hardwood in a spiral. Started in the middle and spiraled out. Yeah. I didn't got that mad he couldn't sleep straight. Can't do that! There you go, right away. I always heard that. Found out why I did the food thing. What we got in? All right. Jocko, while you're here, save you a bunch of time and money. Don't mess with combat abrasives. Just go straight to True Grit and pay the money for the Norton Blaze ceramic hogger belt. They actually cost about the same, dude, but they're working way better. Like I dip it, and this little part of the blade I can see right here is wet. As I drag it across, I can see the water evaporate once that steel turns dry. If it's dry, I don't make another pass. Ain't nothing more heartbreaking than being almost done with a blade and getting a blue heat spot in it because it's running. You can drag it back across the blade and it'll grind that blue off. But I promise you that still runs. So you'll be fine with those, Tyler. These cost about the same. They just work a little better. I just learned that myself. This is my first time using it. If you're doing 1095 and Pro Cut, it's probably not gonna matter a whole lot anyway. These are formulated for grinding alloy steel. Which jig did you get, Tyler? Did you get this tall one with the small wheel? Or did you get the shorter one with the big wheel? The only reason I asked, if I was going to buy one, I'd get this one. If all I had was one. Because you can do hollow grinds on this, but you can only do it on about a 1-inch blade. If the blade's any taller than that, your hollow grind's going to be really short. It'd work fine on these, but on like your knife, the hollow grind, it wouldn't be right. Get a measurement. Looking for about 70,000. It's still a little thick. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I am getting pretty tired. But I did just have a stent put in my heart 2 days ago. Oh, what's up, Zach? Thank you very much for the $4.99 doll hairs. Get it? Good, 80,000. Huh? Oh, man. What's up, Rodolfo Bianca? We're just making some little fixed blades, bud. Passing CPU and true wear. In case y'all wondering why this takes so long, this is already heat treated. Got a heat treat oven right over yonder. I've already heat treated these. That's why I'm having to keep it cool as I grind it. Now, Jocko, would you get when you get ready to start grinding bevels, we'll do a little Skype or something, and I'll explain the whole sharpie process to you when you're grinding. You may have seen me do it on here before, but sharpie's your best friend when you're grinding bevels. Once you see what you're using it for, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can give you a little bit of an idea right now. I take my Sharpie and I draw lines all the way down the blade like that. This is mostly for finding your angle. When I drag this across the blade, across the belt, let's see where it's removing metal at. Because I did just do a minute adjustment. Well, hang on. I think I'm still really flat. Yeah, see, it removed the whole thing. So now I know I'm grinding perfectly flat all the way across the blade. Talk about a waste of time. Yeah, I guess so. Talking about being on a channel you're not interested in? That's a pretty big waste of time. But this is the last knife of a batch that was ordered at $2,800 worth, so I don't know, maybe you got a bunch of money that's a waste of time to you. Just imagine what you could have done to enrich your own life and the time you wasted to leave a comment about something you're not interested in. Part of that sharpie trick I'm talking about, when we go over it a little more in detail, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like when you're trying to find that angle, a lot of times when I'm grinding, I'll mark it and say it's only removing steel here. I don't get too deep into it tonight, but you'll see why it comes in so handy. This ain't no wheel, you dumbass. This wasn't roll worth the fuss. All right, we're ready to flip it. That's right, Bobby. Some people don't have things in their life that they love. They just waste their time talking down to other people. I wouldn't consider doing something that other people have done before a waste of time. I mean, you know, clearly people have been banging that guy's mom for years, but that don't make it any less fun. tickles me that you see dyes out there on the market that's literally all they grind. That's it. That'd be nice, but that's a bunch of wasted geometry. Unless you want it super tough, where you can pry with it, but that's not really where my passion lays. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, this is the last one, Whisker. But I can start cleaning them up, putting handles on them, and get my paycheck. I really ain't worried about the paycheck as I am knowing that my knives exist in a retail store. Tyler will be experiencing that before long. That pride in finishing something and being happy with it, knowing that you made it. And then every one you make after that just gets better and better. No, this is the second belt. I'm getting about 3 bevels per belt, which is an improvement. I could push them longer than that, but I haven't been. I bought enough to use 1 belt per knife. I'm getting about 50% more usage than that. Oh, that's not true. It's the last. Yes, I've done 4 knives on 2 belts. My bad. How long are you going to be there? Not much longer than me here. Getting pretty tired. I'm going to finish this one up just so I can go to sleep tonight knowing this batch is done. Then I can knock out the Dylan Mallory forces. Hey, and I don't know if you're still in here. I saw that text. I had gloves on, so I couldn't answer, but yes, sir, I have a Yeah, you're right about that. I got some ordered that are supposed to be better than these, but they're about 50% more price-wise than these are. I only ordered two. I'm gonna try them just to see. They'd really have to perform for me to pay that price, though. But I got some S90Vs coming up I gotta do. And S90V's a bitch to grind, so I'm gonna try it out with those. Turning out nice, though. You're absolutely right. I don't really worry about time being money as much as I do. This can be exhausting, standing here for hours doing this. And it's not hard to get kind of burnt out. That same repetitive motion. So if I'm getting more done, getting more knives done, it's not really about the money. It's just, it's more fun. You're getting more done. Hey there. I'm not going to butcher your name, dude. I'm sorry. We're just we're grinding out some 6-blade knives. Tyler, shoot me a text and let me know which belts you ordered. Because if you're working with 1095, aluminum oxide probably be fine. When you get into working with some better steel, you're going to want better belts. This belt is about done though. It's definitely cutting slower. Get you a cheap wire brush, Tyler. These are great for, it kind of scratches that ceramic. It opens it up as it starts to wear and makes it more aggressive again. It doesn't last long, but it definitely extends the life of the belt. She's pretty though. I will admit, you know, a saber grind like that would look good on this knife. But the reason I don't do it is I do like a full flat grind, but it is really hard to match. Like this one's not, you know, it's got a nice curve in the plunge, it's nice and straight. But every time I try to do it, I'll get one side like this and the other side will have like, it'll have a little hump in that line. It won't be perfectly straight. It doesn't hurt the knife, it's just not aesthetically pleasing. I got ceramic belt, good deal. Yeah. Yeah, polishing sounds fun until you go to doing it. Maybe that'll be your niche though. Maybe that'll be something you're better at than me. But, I just don't have the patience for polishing a blade. I tried it a couple of times. I kind of gave up before I got it to a full polish, and then it really looks like shit. It either needs to have, you know, belt satin, grind lines, or polish. You go anywhere in between, I don't know anything about the grease, Tyler. I have zero knowledge of that. I'm interested. Definitely slow it down. They sell these rubber blocks too for cleaning the belt. I'll be honest, dude, if you got some old mini shoes or something you cut the sole off of, you don't need to buy this. There's nothing wrong with it if you did, but I like using both. Hell, in all honesty, Tyler, you can cut the side wall out of a tire. Getting close. This is a new belt. Would probably be done already. But it ain't. I could swap it out. Being this close, I'm just going to let it finish it up. I know it ain't there yet, but I want to get a measurement just to have an idea of where my thickness at the edge is. Yeah, we're at 35 thou. Pretty close. A MAGA nut. Not really a nut for anything political. This is a Sean Strickland shirt, whom I find hilarious. That's the only reason I have it. I'm a gun nut. And a knife nut. Kind of a Constitution nut. I don't even know Donald Trump, so I don't have an opinion about him. All anybody knows is shit we read on the news. That's all fucking lies either way. And I mean the good shit they say about him, the bad shit, all of it. Our safety goggles? Right here. These are impact-resistant ballistic reading glasses. Well, hello there. That's yours? Sorry if I got your name wrong. I'm sure I did. What I'm really a nut of, though, I'm really a nut of treating people decent and judging people by their merit. I don't know if that's MAGA. But I am a nut of those things. Don't like much. In case you're wondering, trying to get this little dark spot right here to go away. It rises all the way up. Makes that disappear, we know we have a full flat grind. But I guess I can get where you think that, since this shirt does say, a woman in every kitchen, a gun in every hand. Maybe that is kind of MAGA sounding. See, this is when it gets monotonous. This is when it makes you want to quit. It's when that belt gets wore out and it's just taking forever to get that last little bit. The reason I don't change the belt, if I put a brand new belt on here now, the grind lines are going to be harshly different from one side to the other. I don't want that. See what our edge thickness is at. I'm guessing it's about 15. Alright, well, it's 23. If you're wondering what I'm measuring, I'm measuring the thickness right here at the edge. I want to get that to about 10/1000ths of an inch. That way when I sharpen it, it'll be nice and thin behind the edge. Because I'm not concerning myself with toughness. This knife wasn't made to be tough. I want it to be very thin and very slicey. It's still a piece of steel. It's just not a pry bar. Still got that little slice. Check that thickness again. We're at 16,000. Yeah, you're definitely right there, Douglas. I'm complaining about it because it's wore out, but it deserves to be wore out at this point. Just a hair. I got her. I was going to measure it. Just to make sure. So 12,000. I'm going to make a couple more patches just to thin that edge up a little bit. I'll take that. 8.5 thousandths. I don't know, Bobby. Let's take it off and take a look. See what you think. Let's see if the grind lines look about the same. But also, what I'm doing, I'll make several passes on a Scotch-Brite belt, so it will help those. Man, I mean, they're pretty damn close now. There's no point in doing it right now. After I get the handles on, I go back and I clean the bevels up with a Scotch-Brite belt, which is just a finishing belt. Just refines that grip pattern. But yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of right. But for the way I do it, that's not something I would do yet. I'll do that when I'm completely done. Like, that's like one of the very last things I do. I've got handles on it. The handles are cleaned up, polished up. I'll clean the bevels up on a Scotch-Brite finishing belt. And then have my logo laser etched into it. And then tape it up. That way it's protected. I didn't used to, and I would notice that I would get little blemishes on the blade because I wasn't taping it up. So now actually I tape it up before I take them to get lasered. Tape it back. But, you know, for those of you who are not regulars here, I've only been doing this as far as making knives for sale for a little over a year. So I'm still learning, still kind of refining my process as I go. There's things that I'm doing now that I literally wasn't doing just a couple weeks ago. That's all part of it. We're gonna get the shop shut down. I'm gonna go home, get some rest. I got my grandson's birthday party tomorrow. Get rested up for that. And this is my first day back to work. For those of you who didn't hear, I just had a heart procedure done 2 days ago. So I'm pretty proud that I was able to get done what I did get done tonight. They botched my stitch in my femoral artery. I nearly bled to death on the table. So for those of you who will be in my normal Sunday night live stream, y'all get to hear that story. Some of you have already heard it, but yeah, I guess I'm done for the night. I'm gonna call it. I really appreciate y'all hanging out. Pretty proud of this right here. That's all 10 of the thugs for Northern Knives. They're all ground, so now I can start getting them cleaned up, handles put on them. Hit them with a finishing belt, get those off to Alaska. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna go get some rest. We'll see you.